All right. How's everyone doing this morning? Yeah, I have a funny feeling about this episode. This is one of the ones that you're going to probably want to watch this one again. None of this stuff is scripted. I just decided to do something like this morning. So I'll probably watch this video again. I'm telling you, man. There's lots of stuff coming down the pipes when it comes to clones. You're going to be shocked. But you won't be surprised because you heard it here from Black Swan Revelations. Now, am I the first person to talk about this stuff? No, absolutely not. But I don't think we fully grasp how close we are. And we're going to talk about that in this channel. And I want to get to your comments. If you have a question. Morning, Chris for Christ. Morning, Doug Owens Loves Jesus. Great channel name. We're going to be, if you have any questions about what I'm talking about or what I'm showing, all this kind of stuff, feel free to ask away. We're going to go to an interview. Welcome, Mission for Christ. If you want to be a guest on here, it's real simple. It's real simple. It's so easy. It's so easy to be a guest on my channel. It's not even funny how easy it is. Right here. Black Swan Pod Requests at Gmail. It's one of the easiest ways to get a hold of me. And that email is dedicated to just pod requests. If you want me to be on your show, if you want to be on my show, this is the best way because I only respond on that email in regards to that. In regards to if you have questions or if you have topics that you want me to talk about, the best way to get a hold of me is by email. This Sunday night, we're actually talking about the rapture, talking about the greatest Black Swan event of all time. That is, of course, the rapture. We're going to be talking about the rapture and who gets left behind. Who's going to be left behind? We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about it. So join us. Last Sunday just exploded. My channel just exploded. Like we had within a couple of days, I had 10,000 views on that, on what we talked about last Sunday. And I think the channel is going to go through another explosion. I think I ended up with like, it's not always about subscribers and views, but when you make a video and you're surprised as to what happened, like I think I ended up with like 500 or 600 subscribers because of just that one video. So when you check the analytics as to what video do people take an interest in and which video causes people to subscribe or support or whatever it is, you could be watching this channel, all of a sudden you're like watching the whole video from beginning to the end. My analytics will show that. It'll show which parts of my video do people actually come back and watch again and again. It'll basically show which videos did people actually subscribe, which videos did they donate, all this kind of stuff. So that's that's AI working for you, not working against you. So that's a good thing, using AI in the background to give people more of what they want. So if people are looking for Black Swan events, they type in Black Swan events. What is the next greatest Black Swan event? And again, I believe it's the rapture, but they will type that in, and then most likely they'll come across a channel like this, especially if it's Christian oriented, if it's end times oriented, they'll eventually find my channel. I talk a lot about Black Swan events. And another type of Black Swan event, a mini Black Swan event, is cloning. I used to think of cloning as just people mixing a little bit of Nephilim juice, getting people to drink some NJ, and then all of a sudden their DNA changes and all this kind of stuff. And I've talked about that in other videos. But the cloning I'm going to be talking about today is tied in with artificial intelligence. Soon, very soon, you could see a channel like this where you see someone like me that's just sitting there and basically not doing too much and just basically saying, "Hello, Pambolina. How are you today?" And then just wait for a response. And you're thinking that it's actually me. Like it's getting there. You're going to see facial hairs like this. And you can actually make your face have a full-on beard, clean shaven, whatever. Glasses, no glasses. You just click through the options and you'll be like, "Welcome to Black Swan Revelation. I hope you enjoy today's video. Do you have any questions for me today?" And it's going to be exactly like this. Right now, the only way to tell is when I stutter, when I make a mistake and I go, ah. That's the only way you can tell that I'm being dopey. Otherwise, you're just going to get used to it. You're just going to get used to it. I have a funny feeling we won't be gone before this happens. I have a funny feeling. Because in the days of Noah, Jesus said it'll be like the days of Noah and all this, the tribulation, all this kind of stuff. But you got to start somewhere. You have to have something that isn't very good. You have to start off with, "Oh, that looks like crap. Look at all the digital artifacts." The guy's just like, he looks too much like a robot and it's glitchy, like Max Headroom kind of stuff. You have to start somewhere. So you don't just all of a sudden you're raptured right on that day. There has to be a buildup somewhere. There has to be the first nail into the ark. Because that's not when the flood came. The flood came after the last nail was hammered into the ark. And the Lord closed the ark, closed the door, and then nobody can go in. It was too late then. But on day one, mockery was probably, I would say mockery is probably like 0, and then by the time the last nail, mockery was at its highest. That's when you get mocked. You get mocked at the highest before something happens. The guy that said 9/11 could happen on 9/10, September 10th, would be ridiculed if he said something silly like, hey, what about the idea of having a door on a plane and having a marshal on every single plane so that hijackers can't hijack the plane? That guy would have been laughed out of the building. He probably would have been fired, reprimanded, all this kind of stuff, not able to get a job after that in any airline industry because he's talking about artificial, or he's talking about terrorists on planes because they could crash into a building. He would get mocked. And if they changed it and said, you know what, the guy's an idiot, but it's going to cost us hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to do this, but we can save our 2 towers downtown New York, the Trade Center. We could save those. And that'll cost us billions if we don't do it. But if we do it, it'll cost us maybe $100 million and lives will be saved. And let's do it. Let's go ahead. And they do it. And the guy is fired and whatever and ostracized and whatever. And nobody dies. The trade towers are still up. And nobody thanks him. Let's just say his name is Bob. Nobody thanks Bob because he suggested that they put doors with locks and a marshal on every plane, and people are just living normal lives in that universe. This guy can't get a job because he's made fun of, and you're an idiot because the trade towers never fell. Planes never crashed into buildings. Like, we have marshals, thanks for the idea or whatever, but there was no need for us to waste thousands of dollars on having a marshal on every single plane and spending all this money on doors. It was totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Meanwhile, we averted 9/11. That guy is not going to be a hero. So instead, what happened was nobody thought about it. And instead, the firefighters and the police that went into a burning building became the heroes. That's usually what happens in a Black Swan event, is the heroes rise out of the ashes. The heroes aren't the day before. So when we talk about a rapture, we get mocked saying that Jesus Christ can come anytime and he can take us to be with him. We get mocked as we're putting nails into the ark and we're building the ark. We're building a case. We're building a foundation. Look around us. Just observe what's going on. Have a look. Mock, 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 mock until we're gone. And then there have to be answers now. We're going to be talking about this Sunday night. Why didn't you tell us that Jesus Christ could come at any time? Well, I thought it had to be after the tribulation, those days, because it says that the Son of Man will be seen by all the nations will mourn and all that. Yeah, but that's the second coming. Why didn't you talk about what Paul talked about in 1 Thessalonians 4? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you at least say, hey, these guys are idiots talking about the pre-trib, but I think it's important to let you know so that you don't come after me, because I don't believe it. I believe that we got to earn our salvation by getting drugged through the mud. In order to earn it, what Jesus Christ did on the cross wasn't good enough for me, but at least you know that Jesus is coming back. I don't believe it, and I don't want to leave. I want to stay here with all my wealth and everything. I have big plans. that would be fair because you're actually telling people that you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you don't believe that he can come back, but you're still telling people that, yeah, this is what some people believe. You'll have to answer those to those people. You just will. Versus us who are telling people, look, you may not have as much time as you think you have. That's all we're saying. I don't know when my time is up on earth. It could be tomorrow. I don't know when Jesus Christ is coming back. It could be tonight. But when you watch a video like this and we talk about Jesus Christ is the only way for eternal life, you can't go before God and say, I didn't know. You'd be like, well, didn't you watch Black Swan live? Yeah, I did, but I didn't think that was serious, because it felt like all he was doing was just putting nails into the ark. Felt like it was just a huge construction project. Every day, people saying, the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. Where is this promise? Where is it? Yeah, I saw that frozen eye thing. That was insane. Like, I don't know how many times sometimes when we're watching stuff, we're like, is that person a clone? Like Joe Biden being 6'4" or whatever now, and he wasn't quite as tall before. All this kind of stuff. Like, I'm telling you, the ability to do deep fake now is unbelievable. There will come a time where you won't be able to understand, or you won't be able to tell the difference. The only way that you'll be able to tell the difference is if somebody says that this was generated by AI. But if they don't put that label, you'll never know. You'll never know. So I'm not a clone. I just call myself a Black Swan clone for today, in case you're wondering. Coffee's good today. This is another difference between a clone and someone that's actually here. So good. So good. All right, so let's go watch an interview, shall we? Any questions, anything as well before we go? How long have you been watching, and how does it... Okay, let's see here. How long have you been watching, and how does this now compare to any other time in the past? Well, I think how this compares is you couldn't have... Let's just go back. Let's be safe. Let's go back 100 years. You couldn't have every eye in the world look at one event, like the Olympics. You couldn't do that before. You had to go to watch it. So that's something that's different. You had radio before, but now you can actually see with your eyes what's going on, and you can see it live. That's the difference. That's what we're talking about now. Live events that you can be tricked. Used to be you watch a movie and you're like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could be real or not, because of special effects and all kinds of stuff, erasing wires and all this stuff. You don't know what's real, what's a real stunt, what isn't a stunt. But now the technology is actually there where you can actually do a live event and you can trick the audience. For example, just watch the Super Bowl. All the animations that look like they're coming out of the ground, they still obviously look like animations, because in our head we understand that a big bull doesn't come out of the ground and have logos all over it. So you can rationalize it and say, yeah, I know that's not real, but man, does it look cool. But one day you won't. Imagine a building with fire on it. Just a little bit of fire. Imagine broken glass. Imagine seeing an explosion and a building falling apart. You won't be able to tell that's real. This is what we call rumors of wars. That's a rumor of war, meaning you used a digital effect to make it look like there was a war somewhere. And it's going to get harder to tell the difference between a real war and a fake war. We'll call it deep fake. It's going to be very tough. You're going to have a tough time figuring it out. Even the elect, even people that are watching for fake stuff is going to be very difficult. Very difficult. And the only thing I think right now that helps us is we have an unction from the Holy Spirit telling us this is real and this isn't real. We haven't even talked about the idea of bumping into angels unaware. What's real, what's not real. Angels appearing and disappearing. I've had it happen to me, and it made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And we'll talk about that in another video, but I just want you to know that that is happening right now, and it's probably going to ramp up more and more. And they're not all bad-looking angels, as in with wings and all kinds of stuff. You won't know who they are. They're among us right now. Just like you don't know who is a fake Christian or a real Christian. It's very tough. You have to be on your game. And the best way to be on your game is to be a Christian and to read your Bible. Yeah, exactly. It's very tough, man. I'm telling you, it's tough. Even for the guys like us that love the conspiracies and all this stuff, I still look at it and go, that's fake. That's not right. That's not even people that are saying this is true, and people that I like and respect, I go, yeah, I don't know. That's how I look at stuff. I'm a huge skeptic. So let's go and watch this interview with Maria Bartiromo from Fox Business. I'm telling you, man, it's coming. I keep telling you, it's coming. Here we go. Let's watch this and make sure you guys can see this all right. Let me make it full screen and we'll come back to the comments.
Welcome back. The promise of generative AI is shaking up the technology world and the markets. Industry giants set to invest an estimated $1 trillion into artificial intelligence over the coming years. One company at the forefront of it all is Delphi, with the launch of their groundbreaking AI clones. The company offering users the ability to create digital versions of themselves, from company CEOs to YouTubers and celebrities, that can help manage the workload, from answering questions to sitting in on Zoom calls via a clone. Joining me now is the co-founder of Delphi, Dara Lajevardian, and making his first ever television appearance is Dara's AI clone. Dara, thank you for joining us. Dara's clone, thank you for joining us. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you for having me.
And I want to start by asking your clone a couple of questions, none of which have been sent to you in advance or your company before now. To Dara's clones, let me ask you what you believe the purpose or the uses of having a clone really is for.
The purpose of having a clone is to scale your unique way of thinking and interacting. It allows you to share your knowledge, experiences, and personality with others in a personalized way. This can be incredibly valuable for mentoring, teaching, or even just sharing your insights with a broader audience. What aspect of cloning interests you the most?
Well, what I really want to get to is, what are the disadvantages, and is this going to hurt me in any way? I mean, if I set up a clone of myself, for example, to help me at work, how will you be protecting my company's proprietary material?
Great question. We take security very seriously. Your company's proprietary material is protected through strict data privacy measures and encryption. Only authorized users can access your clone, and you have full control over what information it can share. This ensures your sensitive data remains secure while you benefit from the clone's capabilities. What specific tasks at work are you thinking of using your clone for?
Well, I'll ask the questions. And my next question is, how am I going to prevent someone else from creating a clone of myself? And how am I going to ensure that someone creating a clone of myself is not going to abuse it?
We manually verify every user who signs up to create a clone by requiring a photo of them holding their ID. This ensures only you can create your clone. Unauthorized use results in a permanent ban. What specific tasks at work are you thinking of using your clone for?
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say I have a clone of myself. How do I ensure that that clone is going to answer the questions that that clone is being asked as the way that I would want those questions answered? In other words, how well will that clone know me?
Your clone will know you well because it learns from the content you provide. You can upload blog, posts, videos, and other materials that reflect your knowledge and style. Plus, you can engage in interactive Q&A sessions to fine-tune its responses. What kind of content would you start with?
Well, I'm still researching this. Let me bring in the real Dara so that I could talk with you, Dara, and your thoughts on using a clone. Why would this be important, and why would I need this, Dara?
Thank you, Maria. And my clone, great job on the responses. What Delphi does is not only provide access to one-on-one learning that previously was not accessible. It allows people like you to reach more people in your authentic way. You already try to scale yourself by, writing. You've written a couple of books. You're on a couple of TV shows. You're scaling yourself. You're hiring team members and training them in your way of thinking. But it loses the one-on-one authenticity of you. And that's what we're really trying to maintain here with Delphi.
Well, thank you for mentioning my books, and one of my books, The 10 Laws of Enduring Success. Dara, I want to get your take on how much trust you put in this clone. In other words, are you sure that your clone is going to be answering questions and doing things the way you want them done?
So we have a strictness score. And for now, if you want it to be completely safe, you would put it on the highest strictness, and it will only say things that it's trained on. The negatives of that is usually when you ask for advice or when you ask someone a question, you're really asking for applied information. So maybe I'm saying, what would you do in my situation? And that would require capturing your reasoning and applying that to my new situation. That is kind of the end goal of the company, that the clone can also be verifiably predictive of what you might say in new situations.
Dara, and the real Dara, do you believe that in the coming years, most people will have their own clone, or most people will have a robot? I mean, are we going to a place where robots will be talking to robots, clones talking to clones, and eliminating humans?
So the goal of Delphi is not automation, but rather augmentation. I think that humans will always opt to learn from and converse with real humans because there are experiences behind those humans. I don't fully buy the AI therapist that's going to help you with everything in your life because it lacks humanity. There's no experiences behind that. And so what clones do is actually give humans the scale of AI. AI is never stopping. It's generating 24/7. The internet is supposed to be 96% AI by 2026. But when you have a clone, you can reach that scale as a human and make sure that your specific words are out there reaching people.
AI clone, are you expecting to take over the world? Do you expect most people will have clones and it will be a clone-dominated world?
I don't expect clones to take over the world, but I do think they'll become a big part of it.
I see. So the clone will outlive the human for sure.
Yes, your clone can outlive you. It preserves your knowledge and personality, allowing future generations to learn from and interact with you. Imagine your great-great-grandkids building a relationship with you. What legacy would you want to leave behind?
Okay, I notice you end every answer with a question, which is very interesting. I want to thank you, Dara Jabardian, and your AI clone. Great conversation. Thank you.
Okay, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, exactly. This is right out of what are we looking at here? Revelation chapter 19 and 20. Let me just share a verse with you. And the beast was taken, and with him okay, that's too far ahead. Let's back up a bit. Let's back up right here. Revelation 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So we're talking about basically what's going on. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. This is Revelation 13, 14, and 15. Which had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image. Seems eerily similar, doesn't it? To the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast be killed. Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of like, it just, and it's looping this, basically this part right here. That's all it's doing. It's looping it. So basically it just analyzes this part and this, and maybe a little bit of head movement, but you don't have to use any resources for this part. It's just whatever is moving. So it'll just keep looping and looping for as long as you're asking a question. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the Delphi website. And we're going to have a look around. I'm going to play around with it. And this is kind of interesting as well. I did a little search on what the word Delphi means. So I was asking the question, is Delphi a Latin word or a Greek word? And here's what ChatGPT had to say. The term Delphi itself is not Latin, but is derived from Greek. In ancient Greece, Delphi was a significant religious sanctuary that was home to the Oracle of Delphi. Delphus. Home to the Oracle of Delphi, where the god Apollo was believed to speak through his priestess. The name Delphi is associated with the Greek word Delphus, meaning womb. Womb. Likely referencing to the mythological belief that Delphi was the center or navel of the world. Interesting, right? Womb. Delphi. That's the word that they pick, is womb. Jesus talks about that. Woe to women down the road who give children suck, I believe, paraphrasing, but basically nursing women. Something is going to happen to women into the future that it's going to cause Jesus Christ to say, whoa. It's not a good thing. This isn't like, oh, I feel sorry for these people. No. They're messing with the womb. They're doing something. These children are going to be different. Something's going on. And Jesus talks about that. I believe it's in Matthew 24. So let's go. Yeah. Imagine using us as a clone, basically cloning us, and then somehow saying that we went crazy or whatever it is, and then we're in prison, or who knows what they can make up with us. That they found the bodies. Nobody got raptured. We found the body in a home, but it's actually your clone. It's a clone of you. And people look at it and go, yeah, that looks like Shane. Off to the morgue, go to the funeral, whatever, and you think that's him. But meanwhile, we were all raptured. You'd never know. You'd never know. All right, so let's go to the Delphi website and let's have a look around here. I'm telling you, this is going to explode in regards to what people are going to be doing in the future. So let's just have a look here. So clone yourself. So this is Delphi, the website, DELPHI. There's use cases, try clones, about, get started now, all this stuff. So let's browse the clones. Let's have a look here. So these are the clones right now. They have fresh out of the clone studio. You have Kenny Keller, Worldwide Tie, the Oracle, Mel Abraham, Coach Alex. That's locked because you have to pay for it. Gordon Jones, Dr. Martin Newman, Jim Doughty's Mind, Magic AI, Lacey Seitz, CEO at Light Up Life, and Jim Carter. And then over here we have Brendan Bouchard, 3-time best-selling author. So let's have a look at what he has to say. So let's see if this works. Hopefully this works. Got a lot of connections here. So there we go. There's me.
Hey there. How's it going? What can I do for you?
Hey, Brendan. How's it going? I'm just wondering, would you be able to help me write a book?
Absolutely, Shane. Writing a book is an incredible journey, and I've had the privilege of going through it multiple times. Here are a few key steps to get you started. First,
hang
get
on
clear
one
on
sec.
your book's purpose. All right, Shane, take your time. Whenever you're ready, let's dive back into this.
So,
writing a book is such a reward.
Okay, can I just ask the question? Is that okay?
Of course, Shane. Go ahead and ask your question.
All right.
I'm here to help. Yes, Shane. That's
all right. The question I have for today, if you can just hang on one second, is can I write a book with no experience as an author?
Absolutely, Shane. You can definitely write a book even if you have no experience as an author. Everyone starts somewhere, and the key is to take that first step with confidence and clarity. Let me share a bit about how I began. When I wrote The Millionaire Messenger, I had no formal training as an author.
All right, thank you for that. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, so let's go back. I don't mean to be rude to these guys, but you kind of can be. All right. Yeah, he looks on meth. Like it's a little bit, it's actually pretty good when you think about it. Like after a while, you're going to think you're actually talking to this person. It just happens. So let's just go to this lady here. JJ Virgin, nutrition expert. Let's start a call here. All right. Oh, starting video. Okay.
Hey there, how's it going?
There we go. It's on. Hi there. I have a horrible diet. I eat McDonald's quite a bit, love Wendy's, love fast food. How can I change my diet?
All right, let's tackle this. Start by swapping out those fast food meals with healthier options. Think salads with lean proteins like chicken or salmon and avoid sugary dressings. When you do eat out, look for grilled or baked options instead of fried. How about trying a new healthy recipe this week?
Love it. Love it. Okay, one other thing. Do I need to exercise or can I just stay on here watching YouTube all day long?
Exercise is crucial for overall health. Sitting around all day can lead to weight gain and other health issues. Aim for at least 30 minutes of activity daily, like walking, strength training, or yoga. What's your favorite way to get moving?
Well, I like to move towards the bed so I can go to sleep. I like to sleep in till 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon every single day. And then I go to sleep at night while drinking a milkshake with a Big Mac, French fries. Sometimes the French fries fall on my chest. And I don't know, does that seem like a healthy lifestyle to you?
Absolutely not. That lifestyle is a fast track to poor health. Fast food is loaded with unhealthy fats, sugars, and empty calories. Let's swap that Big Mac for a lean protein salad and those.
Let's not swap that Big Mac. All right. So, okay, let's come back here. Crazy, right? Crazy. At least she didn't tell you to eat bugs. That's funny. So yeah, we got some. It's crazy though, right? Tell her Paul said exercise was of little benefit, and see what she says. Yeah, it's. So we'll go to another one, but hopefully you guys can kind of see how powerful this is. Like, if it wasn't expensive, I would probably consider using something like this on my website. Might freak people out a little bit, but if it means having more people interact with your channel, or let's say you have a book to sell or whatever it is, this seems to make logical sense to me. It's kind of creepy right now, but I could see this being the norm. So let me just go back. Let's see who else we can find here. All right, let's go to this guy. What's this guy? President of, I don't know who this guy is, Joe Polish. Let's have a look and see what he has to say.
Hey there, how's it going? What can I do for you?
Hey, Joe, I have no idea who you are. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Joe Polish. I founded Genius Network, a top-tier group for entrepreneurs. I've helped build thousands of businesses and generate hundreds of millions of dollars for clients. I also host podcasts like I Love Marketing and 10X Talk. Beyond business, I'm passionate about charitable causes like Genius Recovery. What's your current focus or challenge?
I want to be a genius like you.
All right, Shane, if you want to be a genius, you need to surround yourself with other geniuses. That's why I created Genius Network. It's all about connecting with the right people, learning from them, and applying those insights to your own life and business. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
Biggest challenge is artificial intelligence right now. Struggling with it.
AI is a game changer, no doubt. It's transforming industries and the way we do business. The key is to leverage it, not fear it. At Genius Network, we've been diving deep into AI, bringing in top experts to show us what's possible. What's your specific concern or goal with AI? All right, struggling with AI is pretty common. The key is to start small. Play around with AI tools, get comfortable. At Genius Network, we dive deep into AI, bringing in top experts.
You didn't let me ask the question. I was going to ask you a question, but you cut me off. Why did you cut me off? Okay, let me ask you a question.
All right, Shane, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, ask your question. What's on your mind?
Do you think artificial intelligence and cloning is going away?
No way. AI and cloning are here to stay. They're transforming industries and how we live. The key is to leverage these tools without losing the human touch. Focus on what makes you unique and
Okay, so it's here to stay. Let's see what else. What else we got here going on? Who's this guy? Multi-platform selling artist, founder of Forte Labs, author, keynote speaker. Yeah, so let's just go through this here. What else do we got going on here? We got how to spot undiscovered talent, or how to spot clones. That would be a good topic. Founder lists. Tips on how to lose weight, how I started, how to break into the music industry, the art of public speaking, how to build a second brain. So this is interesting. This is where you just have a conversation, very similar to like HubSpot. You can actually preload questions. So this is representing Tiago Forte. How can I help you? I don't know. Can you help me build a business from scratch? I don't know. I don't know what this guy does. Absolutely. So then you just read it and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. But I think eventually, can you call? I don't know if this, can you do this? Let's see. I guess you can call. Huh. I didn't know that would happen. Let's see if we can get this clone of Tiago Forte.
Hey there, how's it going? What can I do for you?
I don't know anything about you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what your specialty is?
I'm Tiago Forte, founder of Forte Labs. I specialize in productivity and knowledge management, particularly through a method called building a second brain. This approach helps you organize your digital life, reduce stress, and unlock your creative potential. What aspect of productivity interests you most?
The second brain idea is kind of weird. I got to tell you right out of the gate, it's kind of weird. But tell me a little bit more about the second brain concept.
The second brain concept is about extending the capabilities of your mind into digital tools like computers and smartphones. It's not a single system, but a flexible approach to capturing, organizing, and retrieving information. What interests you about enhancing your productivity?
Just more of a question in regards to artificial intelligence. Do you think it's going away?
Artificial intelligence is not going away. It's evolving rapidly and becoming more integrated into our daily lives. The real challenge is learning how to harness its potential effectively. Have you considered how AI could enhance your productivity?
I consider it a lot, and I'm worried about losing the personal touch. What would happen if we lose all artificial intelligence, clones, all that capability? What would happen to our society if that went away?
If we lost all artificial intelligence and its capabilities, our society would face significant disruptions. Productivity would decline and many industries would struggle to adapt. We'd need to rely more on human effort and traditional methods. What aspect of AI interests you most?
Is it possible that without artificial intelligence and AI, that we would have more time on our hands?
Not necessarily. Without AI, tasks would take longer, requiring more human effort and reducing overall efficiency. It's not just about time, but also energy and
Question. When I was a kid, I used to go for walks all day long, and I would lose track of time. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have AI. I didn't have computers, nothing. And I had all the time in the world, and it was amazing.
That sounds wonderful. Those moments of pure presence and exploration are invaluable. While technology offers many benefits, it's crucial to balance it with time for reflection and connection. How do you currently find moments to disconnect and recharge?
All right. So, a little bit about that, but you could see how you can get kind of lost, and the eyes were a little bit creepy. Like I don't know if maybe that's what he looks like in real life. It'd be weird to actually show up for coffee with a person like this and go, dude, your eyes are actually like your clone. They're creepy in real life. But yeah, it's I'm telling you, we're not far away, folks. We're not far away. We can laugh about it now. But it's kind of an uncomfortable laugh where I remember watching an interview with Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk, and Jordan Peterson asked Elon Musk, where is your supercomputer being built? And again, this is coming out in the fall as well, just so you know. Elon's the very first supercomputer that Elon Musk is building. Kind of feels a little bit like a false prophet creating an image of the beast, if you want my humble opinion. But he asked the question to Elon. He said, where are you building this supercomputer? Elon said, I'm building it in Memphis. You know, Memphis from Egypt and the pyramids and all that. Who knows? Maybe we can create a god out of that. And he starts laughing. And then Jordan Peterson starts laughing. And he's like, I wish that was funny. And then Elon Musk caught him and said, oh, look, you're not laughing at my joke. I, man, it's very tough to tell if Elon is not a clone. It's very tough. He sure feels like he's a clone already to me. But it just, maybe he's just weird and all this kind of stuff. But that's where we're at. We're laughing on the outside, but on the inside, we're going, this is disturbing. This is weird. This feels weird. This feels science fiction. This feels icky. But trillions of dollars are being spent on this technology. And you heard it from these clones, these Joker clones, that it's not going away. And in fact, they think that we're doing a disservice if we said we're not using AI. That could almost be a crime down the road, where it's like, well, you're actually not very safe if you don't have a digital clone of yourself. You're not being safe. You're not being safe for the environment, because your clone will actually do business properly, ethically, and make transactions, security transactions on your behalf with your bank and all this kind of stuff, and the proper authorities, all this. You're not really being safe right now, Shane, by not having a clone. So unfortunately, we won't be able to allow you to buy or sell anything unless you have your own clone. Sorry. It's crazy. And I did a whole video on where we get the word rapture from, where we get the concept of the rapture and all this stuff. And then if you go into Latin, you start seeing words like computer and all this stuff in Latin that were all the way back 2,000 years ago, when we're talking about the mark of the beast, being a program, being artificial intelligence, being a computer, being a clone. The image is a clone, all this kind of stuff. Like 100 years ago, not even that, when I was a kid, I was always thinking about a chip or something being implanted. But maybe this is something more to do with a clone of yourself. Maybe that's something to do with the mark. The mark. X. X marks the spot. And then you don't have to leave your home, and you just do everything virtually with your clone. And then you just go play video games or whatever it is that you do. Maybe you go for walks, but there's probably a perimeter that you can't go for walks too far, because beyond that, it's all digital. And you just have your own little digital city. You go outside into your backyard and you can pretend you're walking on a treadmill or whatever it is, but you're actually getting your steps in, and it feels like you're walking through a forest, or maybe you're changing it to walk in a desert somewhere or up a mountain. And then you go back into your house and you check your clone out, and you realize that he just made you $200 today or what it is. And you got to get taxed on the clone that you have as well, because taxes have to be paid for that clone to be used. It's endorsed by the government and approved. And then also a percentage is used for everything else. But anytime you use AI, you're going to get taxed on it. Tax. And if you don't have a clone or any access to artificial intelligence, you could be admonished. You could be looked down at, that you're not with the system. So it's not that we don't want you to buy or sell anything. It's just that we don't know how to make transactions without going online. We don't know how to do it. Like, nobody carries cash anymore. So I can't barter with you. Everything is all digital. We're not far away from this. Yeah. Clones are guilting people right now into going like, no. This is a good thing for you. And once you get used to it, once you get used to water, and you turn it up a little bit, turn it up a little bit more, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, pretty soon you're not going to have the strength or the stamina to jump out of the boiling pot. You're not going to be able to do it. Hey, no problem, Feathers. Appreciate you coming by here. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. Hope you watch the rest of this video. Yeah, right now we are frogs in water, and it's simmering right now. You know, when the bubbles start creeping up to the top and you start seeing it, like it's getting hotter. We're not there yet, but we're closer than you think. We could be there tomorrow. All we need is some catastrophic event, like an earthquake or something, to shake our foundation, and then for authorities to say it's actually not safe for you to leave your home, and we got to clean up the streets because there's some kind of contaminant in the streets or whatever it is. It's just not safe. So instead, you need to work online, and we'll provide the money for you. We'll provide the resources for you, all this kind of stuff. So stay home. It's actually encouraged. It's not too far away. Yeah, Passengers is one of my favorite movies as well. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that movie, The Passengers. And there was one scene where, what was the guy's name? Was it Chris? He was basically confiding in the bartender. And then when his girlfriend showed up and he left, the bartender said something like, "It's so nice to have him. He's been thinking about releasing you for a long time." And then that's when the lady found out. She's like, "What?" Basically murdered her in some ways, like if you think about it, because she was in Cairo sleep until she was supposed to arrive at this new planet, and he woke her up because he didn't want to be alone. Very similar. It feels like a little bit like Adam and Eve, like what it would have been like to be the only ones around on the ship that was traveling light years away. Great show. Comes highly recommended. Like, I'm telling you, I watch it at least once every year, just like Moneyball. Moneyball, I have to watch every year. Usually spring training for baseball, I have to watch Moneyball, and Draft Day, and a few others. But there are some movies, where you have to watch them every year, just like you read a good book. Like I read The Richest Man in Babylon. I try to read that book once a year as well. Just a cool book. Never accept a drink. Okay, cool. So hopefully you got something out of today's episode. If you have, feel free to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to leave a comment. Remember, you can always email me if you have any questions about AI or whatever it is. We can wrestle through this stuff together. If you want me to talk more about AI, if you like this type of episode, let me know that in the comments, and then also email me as well. If you'd like to be a guest on this channel, just blackswanpodrequests@gmail.com. If you want to support this channel, we also accept donations through PayPal. Just keeps this channel going and all this kind of stuff, because the more donations that come in, the more time I can spend on these type of topics as well, talking about AI, talking about the gospel, talking about the return of the Lord, talking about the rapture, end times, all this kind of stuff. Because if you can pour into that, you can actually understand what's really going on around you. So if you want to do that, donate a cup of coffee, like $5, $10, whatever your heart's desire. What else we got going on? And then on Sunday, of course, we have our Rev 5. We do this every Sunday where we show up live at 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And we have a panel 5, and it's modeled after the 5 on Fox, where there's 5 people and they just go around with different topics and we talk about it. So one guy introduce a topic, go around, everybody talks about it, and then a gal will introduce a topic, or another guy, or whatever, and then we just go around for like an hour and a half. So it's pretty good, pretty fun. And then if you do this, Promo code Heatwave20. You can buy my merch. I notice that there are some people that are buying pillows, so thank you for that. It's actually not a bad idea, not a bad gift to have a nice little pillow while you're watching me on YouTube. You can just lie back on the couch and watch the Black Swan. Not a clone of the Black Swan, but you can actually watch Black Swan himself. And then you can also buy mugs. There's some gorgeous mugs. You can buy pullover sweaters, hats, all kinds of stuff on my store. So just go into the tab. I think it's called store on my channel. Let's just have a look here real quick before I go. Let's have a look in Heatwave 20. That gives you 20% off on any of my merch just for showing up. So let me just show you my store real quick here. Let me show you my store. Let's have a look here. So if you go over to, make sure you guys can see that. Yeah, go over to my channel. You can see all the links. So this is a little bit about my channel. There's PayPal, Donor Box, Give, Send, Go, memberships as well. We have that available. But if you go over, let's see, you got home, videos, shorts, live, podcast, playlists, posts, and membership, and then store. Click on store. Look at all those sweaters. Doesn't that look nice? All various pricing on there. And then just depending where they come from and all this kind of stuff. But there's different sizes. There's pullover hoodies. They have a scripture verse. One of my favorite scripture verses is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And then you have Black Swan hats. You got pink t-shirts. You got t-shirts. You got cups. This actually is a gorgeous cup right here. This Black Swan cup right here. So you can buy a cup, 11-ounce size. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Wow, that's gorgeous. Sheesh, I should buy one for myself. Look at this. There's the pillow. This one is a hot ticket, I'm telling you. For Christmas time? Are you kidding me? Look at this. It's got a scripture in the back. YouTube channel logo at the bottom. Black Swan Revelations. Nice cushion. Man, you got little, what are these? die-cut stickers. Oh, here, this is kind of cool. Look at this mug. One of these little thermoses here. Tumbler. Pretty cool, right? That's nice. And then some of these t-shirts, you know, on the front, you have this here, the little logo. And then here on the back, you have, again, Philippians 4:13. Hat is kind of cool. You know, just a basic hat. Pretty nice. But the nice thing is you can actually change the color as well, I believe. Look at that. Wow, that pops. That's nice. Pillow, can I change the color? No, I can't. Only comes in black. Only comes in black. Hoodies, I think they come in different colors. No, just black. Huh. I thought they come in different colors. T-shirts. Oh, yeah, T-shirts. You can go black, blue, which is kind of nice. Purple. That's not too bad. And then also white. Kind of cool, right? I like it. Very nice. You can get some Black Swan swag. All right. So enough promoting myself. Enough. Anyways, I think that's cool. I think that's cool stuff. All right. No, I have not tried eBay. Just the nice thing about what's the name of the website? Spring. Basically, they tie it in with your YouTube channel, which is kind of cool. So sometimes when you make a video, you can actually select a few products as well, so that when people watch your video, they can see the link below. And it's kind of nice. I like it that it ties together. I don't have to manage any of the inventory or whatever. You just click on the link, you put in your data, all this kind of stuff. It's a third-party vendor, all this stuff, and it's connected with my YouTube channel. And then obviously I make a little bit of a profit off of each t-shirt, every sticker, every pillow, all this kind of stuff off of it. And that obviously helps keep this channel running as well. But then you get something as well. It's kind of cool, right? Kind of cool. Yeah, get some swag. I don't think it's a hard pillow, although that would be kind of interesting. Maybe I can create something and call it like Jacob's Pillows, but they're actually stone. just stone. That's it. And then it has Black Swan over it. I don't know. Seems like that's what he used, was a stone to sleep on. But yeah, go check out some of the Black Swan swag, and I will see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you guys today, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now. You guys are still here? You're still here? This is almost like, we call this a bit of an encore. We're developing something here that's kind of organic. Basically, if you think about the Marvel movies, they always have something at the end, something kind of interesting, you know, to talk about. And it's kind of funny, right? Because now people are expecting, so they stick around. But I notice that actually people stick around and then they have a conversation in the background about whatever it is that we're talking about, which is kind of cool, right? So I'm actually just wrapping up Matthew right now. I'm in the Gospel of Matthew. I'm almost finished. And I'm going to be during the week as well continuing with that series. Basically, we just go through the Gospel of Matthew verse by verse. And really all I have to do is read Mark, Luke, and John, and I'm done. The New Testament, and then I can go on to the Old. And I've already read Jeremiah. So I'm basically going to go back to Genesis and then just see if I can just plow through the Old Testament. That's what I do. I make sure when I get up in the morning that the first thing that I do is I read my Bible, and I spend a little bit of time reading it. I don't have a timer. It's just a habit. When I make myself a cup of coffee, that triggers me to read my Bible. This is my triggering mechanism. So if you want to overcome some crazy thoughts in your head, you have to develop good habits. And one of the best ways to develop a good habit is to try and create trigger mechanisms that will cause you to do something for the good. So for example, the idea of me turning on my pot and grabbing my cup of coffee when I get to the kitchen, I'm automatically looking for my Bible. And it's usually on the counter or on the kitchen table. And that's my program, if you will. I don't even think about it anymore. It's just what I do. And it never used to be like that. 2.5 years ago, I would hardly read my Bible. And now, because I've been reading my Bible 13 plus times now in the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years, it'll be 3 years in February, my comprehension has gone up as well for the Bible. And so has my reading capability as well. Look at this. My sister's calling me. I got to go pretty soon. but my comprehension, my reading ability has actually gone up quite a bit. And I read 3 books this week, 3 marketing books, and that's not usually it's not usually what I do. Like, that's kind of rare. And each book took me between 4 and 6 hours to read, and I knocked off 3 business books, plus still having my devotion. So this is kind of the side effects, if you will, of reading the Bible, is your comprehension goes up as well, and the ability to read faster goes up. So now some of these books here, some of these I can knock off in like anywhere between 4 and 8 hours. I think that's not a superhuman speed, but because I'm used to sitting down for long periods of time, including YouTube, I have no problem sitting down for an hour or 2 and reading. And you'd be shocked at how fast you can knock off a Bible book. Like Matthew takes 3 hours. Mark takes less than an hour. Ruth, 15 minutes and you're done. So this is why I've been telling you guys as well, when you're having a devotion, whatever book you start, finish it. So if you start Genesis, finish the book before you jump into something else. And this will get you through the Bible faster. So that's it for today. I gotta give my sister a call, and we gotta chat. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys in another video. Bye for now. Okay, just so you know, nobody else does this on YouTube right now. Nobody else is doing this stuff where you do an encore at the end of the video. Nobody's doing this right now. It's just here. This is the only place that you'll see this, where after the live, somebody actually comes back and talks to you. But this time, I usually do a couple times. That's it. I gotta go call my sister, but thank you guys. Love you guys a lot. Appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around even after it's over. So I appreciate you guys. So this time, I'm out of here. Peace out. Peace out.